What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing this very belated episode recap, but I have to get it done and I have to give my thought. But overall, this episode was okay. I felt like it wasn't too clustered. It was one of the pretty well edited episodes. And yeah, I don't really have too much of a problem with the editing, but I still feel like this season is kind of on fast forward and a lot to digest. And this season just seems very dark to me. I feel like there's a lot of negative comments and it's just not really fun anymore. So I'm kind of taking like a back seat. But let's just get right into this episode recap. All right, so for the MVP, I have Moana from Royal Family, and my episode rating will be a 5 out of 10. So this episode starts off showing that Team Korea has gotten a lot of hate comments, and I just want to point this out. I feel like they go out of their way to make sure that like Korea is like clean, like crisp clean, but then they go and edit the other teams in such a negative way, which is another reason why this season seems to be a lot for me. Cause I feel like a lot of these teams are getting negative comments, especially RH Tokyo, and I feel like they don't deserve it because they're literally the most genuine crew, and like they cheer on everyone. But yeah, like that's just like the first thing I thought of when I saw that. And then we get into the choreo copy challenge, and Motive was practicing flips, trying to make sure that their part switch choreo was hard. And Kayuka said they might add a freeze, and they kind of did. Well, it wasn't a freeze, but you know, Logan was spinning everywhere. But we start with AG versus Royal Family, and they show their part switch choreo. And AG went first, and Maya was like, "This is choreography, not gymnastics," and I found that pretty funny. And then we get into RH Tokyo and Bums Up, which is basically a K-pop showdown. I can't believe that Rihanna picked Bums Up. I still feel like that was a mistake on her part because I feel like bringing like Rina from Tuba Kill and now on RH Tokyo, like she should know that like it becomes a popularity contest once the show becomes public. Like the no respect mission and class mission, like that's okay to just go against whoever, but once it gets public, you got to be very strategic. And Bums Up showed their choreo, and I found this hilarious. Rihada said, "I can memorize that after seeing it one time." And then RH Tokyo showed their choreography, and I found this funny as well. Hyojin from Bums Up, she said that Rihada is always like looking busy when she dances, like as if she's looking for something, and I found that just too funny. And then we get right into this mission's results. So we learned that Bums Up had the most views, which everyone could see that because it was on YouTube. And likes matter more than views, and we couldn't see that, so it kind of just was still up in the air. And then we get our judges, and the judges start to walk in. So we get Ashley Everett, which is Beyonce's captain, and then we get Mihawk back, which he also goes by Young. Like he has both names on his Instagram, so I'm not sure which is which. But I might like switch back and forth, so I'm just letting y'all know. Like he goes by Mihawk and Ko Young. Okay, so then we got the judges, and then we get into Ojo versus Motive, and we get behind the scenes. Motive was learning the part switch part like really quickly, while Ojo Gang was kind of struggling. And I found this to become like a soft launch for later to like show like Ojo Gang is kind of in trouble. And then we get the predicted results from the other crews. So AG Squad, Royal Family, and Bums Up thought that Ojo Gang would win, and the other crews that I didn't list didn't think that they would win. Said that Motive needed more of a K-pop vibe, and then Fantaye, she was like, "I don't know BTS." And I was like, that was kind of funny, but they showed Motive's video first, and the Indian Fairy thing was so funny to me. I'm not sure if they did that before, but that was like so funny, especially since like they have no clue what that is. And they got a 281 out of 300 points from the judges. And then they showed Ojo Gang, and Ojo Gang got the same amount of points. And to me personally, like preseason, I preferred Ojo Gang, and I still do, because I feel like when it comes to K-pop, Ojo Gang had more of like that K-pop vibe to it. Like we have to think of like the logistics of the mission, but we get the rest of the points, and Motive ends up winning by like 100 points. Next up, we get into RHT versus Bums Up, and I wrote Rihada underestimated. Yeah, she really underestimated going against Bums Up because honestly, after the class mission, this show becomes a popularity contest, which is another reason why this show is completely losing me because it's just been going on for too long. But they showed RHT's video first, which is literally like my favorite. Like I love this one. Like my favorite is AG Squad's, but I've watched RHT's K-pop video the most. But they got a 285 out of 300, and then we get Bums Up video, and they got a 282, and Bums Up ends up winning by 150 points. Although RHT got the main dancer points. The point system also confuses me as well. Like I am so confused by this show sometimes. Next up, we finally get into AG Squad versus Royal Family. And then we see both of their videos. AG Squad got a 291 out of 300, and Royal Family got a 286. And AG Squad ends up winning by a 200-point difference. And at this point, it's confirmed that Ojo Gang and Royal Family will have to battle. And don't think that Royal Family really had to battle. I really don't feel like Royal Family really had to battle because they got main dancer. I just feel like Mnet wanted them out the competition. Like, you cannot convince me that Mnet does not hate Royal Family. But then we get the rest of the judges. We get this Japanese dancer. I didn't write his full name. I wrote Kazi. Like I know like it was Kazi something. Sorry. And then we get Baby Sleek as well. Love to see her. And then we get right into this elimination battle. First up was a group battle. And the only thing that I can remember from this was that like Royal Family used like some props. And then Manami was swinging Ibuki around, which this was so unserious to me. I would have gave this round to Royal Family. And then we get into the ace, which is Kyoka versus Moana. I was like, because like when like they were like trying to choose who the ace was for Royal Family, I said Moana. So I'm glad they picked Moana because Moana is definitely like the best freestyler on that team. And of course, Ojo wins this. And then I put AG Squad was cheering for Royal Family. Like they clearly were cheering for Royal Family. But then this whole season, Mnet was pitting them against each other. It just shows like some of y'all just be eating this up, like thinking that there's beef for real, but they're literally cool in real life. And then we get into this relay battle, which was absolutely a mess. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of checked out right here because I don't know why they are obsessed with these relay battles this season, but they need to completely abolish this. It is so busy to watch. Two people dancing or more at the same time. This needs to be stopped. I don't know why they keep doing it. But the first round of this relay was a duo, and Ojo Gang won that hands down. Royal Family's choreo did not match at all. Then we get a 1v1, which is Ibuki versus Harms. And this was just so hard to watch. Like, it was just so cringy. Like, Ibuki was like looking, she was like, girl, I know Ibuki hates this so much. Like, I know Ibuki's like secretly wants to quit this show. Then we get Manami versus Zari. This was also too much. Manami ended up taking the banner, and then Zari ended up falling back. Mnet, stop this, please. And Royal Family ended up winning that whole relay. And then we get into another relay, which was just getting on my nerves. And we got another duo, which was Maya and Tiare versus Juna and Uwa. I don't remember this one too much. I'm not even going to cap. But, yeah. And then we get Isla versus Kyoka. A mess. I want to note that Ojo Gang did like a team moment right here, which is why some people hate RH Tokyo. So some of y'all just need to wake up and take some accountability. And the last battle in this relay was Moana versus Uwa. And Royal Family ended up winning this relay. And then we get into the leader battle, which is kind of like the tiebreaker. And this was like they both seemed so tense. Like Ibuki definitely looked like she had like a lot of pressure on her shoulders. But like this battle to me was like so hard to watch because they both seem like, I don't know, like it's like you can just see their emotions right here. Honestly, the way that battle ended, I could have seen either of them taking it, but Ojo Gang ended up winning unanimously. And I wrote that this wasn't a total defeat for Royal Family. I feel like they kind of held their own in a way. But you know, Ojo Gang is like a battle team. Well, Ibuki and Kyoka, they're known for their battling. Uwa has battle experience too. But that completes that section of the episode, and then literally like immediately after they went into showing the mega crew criteria, and I was like, dang, like y'all didn't even give us time to like sympathize. But here they give us the criteria for the mega crew, which is that they all have to go back to their countries and make a video that shows the true identity of their nation, and it must feature a 20-second high angle portion, which I feel like they definitely did this because 1 million, they did their big one last season and they had like a high section portion. So that completes this episode. Next week is going to be a complete snooze fest. Like they're in a restaurant, they're doing karaoke. I don't know what next week is going to give, but it's a mess. I don't know. All I know is that I'm waiting for these no respect battles still. Why is it 4 weeks from the premiere and we still haven't gotten the rest of these unaired episodes? I don't know why. But y'all, I'm not even going to front. This season is just becoming a headache. As I said, the discourse online is too much. These crews are getting hate. Some people are just like completely dismissing teams. I don't hate any of these teams. I feel like my two teams that I'm prioritizing is Motive and AG Squad. I would like for them both to make it to the end. But yeah, that's how this episode was. It was an okay episode. It sucks that Royal Family went home. I kind of wish that they would have did a system where no one goes home and they just had like a ranking system. That would have been great. But then again, I feel like Mnet, they have a budget. They don't want to keep spending money on these hotels. So I feel like they knew that they wanted a foreign crew to go home first. But let me go ahead and end this because I'm ranting now. And look out for that tea video that I'm about to record right after this. So I'll see you guys in a bit. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this season of World Streetman Fighter. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.